And we back with another one. Airwave New all platforms, airwave.me on Instagram. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Hope you're doing great. I am doing well. Now, that Arm& and Hammer video has been getting so much love. Thank you so much. I had a great time with it. It's been one of my most replayed projects. I'm not gonna lie. It's only been about a month. Yeah, that shit's great. That shit is really good. But one of the most requested recommendations off of that video was this new Navy Blue album. Now, I've been wanting to listen to Navy Blue for literal years now, but I just knew it wasn't the time. I knew I wasn't gonna want it. I wasn't gonna receive it. I wasn't gonna accept it the way it needed to be received and accepted. Today I am ready. All right. And then tonight I will be live on Twitch, Airwave Knee, listening to the new Mavi project that drops at midnight. How does that sound? Sound good? Sound good to me. I'm really excited for this, man. The Sword and the Soaring, Navy Blue. The first track is titled Blood Letter. This is my first time ever listening to a Navy Blue project. I'm so excited. Let's go. The Blood Letter.
Story of the blood letter. The stake of hate which I was untethered taught me how to love better. Every time I write, it's like a love letter. Thoughts start to flow in erosion from where the flood measured. He didn't die, we saw the sunset. Ra and Sek met. The cross and intersection at the solar plexus. Sunday morning on the intercom, alarms ring of sepsis. This intercom a gift through resurrection. You don't gotta die to live again, we on demand. To fall asleep or fall against the wall of Solomon. I'm shedding light on all that's bottled in, it got a stench.
Yeah.
I caught a whiff of death in moments I would call intense for all intents and purposes. Face of stone and no lament. Gazing at the mirror ain't the place to vent. Lacerations come and go, the affirmation claim his lips. Spoken in a tone of life, I needed this when I was 6.
It's already so intimate. It's already so vulnerable. It's already so wise, though, with some of these lines. Gazing at the mirror ain't the place to vent. I'm shedding light on all that's bottled in. Every time I write, it's like a love letter. Thoughts start to flow in erosion from where the flood measure. The stake of hate, which I was untethered, taught me how to love better. Yeah, let's continue.
I rise from out the spot that such a power died. My light source projecting, I don't cower at my shadow size anymore. War within me swarmed in all directions, pulled till I was torn. I got 20 more years to mourn, and many more tears to give, many more years to live, and plenty more fears to face. The need to see it all erased will falsify the truth innate, illuminate my darkest hours. Living in the fumes is not a waste, I got a higher power.
Living in the fumes is not a waste. I got a higher power. Like, oh my gosh, man. Why is he talking like this? And his voice is so calming and smooth. Like it's very different than the usual type of artist within this lane of rap. It's very, very smooth. Many more tears to give, many more years to live. Oof. I love this line. This is my favorite line so far. I don't cower at my shadow's size anymore. War within me swarmed in all directions, pulled till I was torn. Basically, like the darkest parts of yourself that you kept seeing, especially at such a young age. Mavi talked about it in his Shadow Box album, which was so good. Within the Drunk Prayer song and the interlude before the Drunk Prayer song, how your inner child grows, but there's also like a demon, like a shadow of that inner child that grows even more than the inner child, because your inner child kind of starts to get diminished as you're growing up, but that shadow only gets bigger, stronger, and darker because of so much unresolved trauma that we don't really deal with. So I really love that line. This is great.
Ascending in a tower, sifting through the clouds, it ain't clear what isn't ours. The voices get louder,
Yeah.
and echo through the chamber. Mama didn't raise no coward, I can alchemize the anger.
Right.
Alternating angles, my
Right.
council full of angels.
Right.
Jesus born in Palestine, the baby in the manger was a
Right.
novice. Find solutions for the problems when in danger. They will always have the prophet to be slain first. The same surrender on the stained earth. Trust being full of shame hurts. The chicken or the egg, whichever came first, it don't matter. Watch the bottom of the hourglass as sand gathers.
All right, man. All right, man. All right, navy blue. All right, navy blue. This nigga really good. Shit. Like they weren't playing about you. He said. He said. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Mama didn't raise no coward. I can alchemize the anger, alternating angles. My council full of angels. You know, in alchemy, especially in the anime Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I love that anime. I love that show. I'm gonna be talking about that more on the channel. When you give something to create something, basically when you're not a coward no more, right? And you face the anger that you have and you're able to create something out of it, that's the most productive use of any type of emotion. When you don't let it be the downfall of your existence, but let it be the creation of something new. To just say the word alchemize within it instead of like anything else is just a really I love the way he said that. I love it. And then the alliteration within it because you go from alchemize to alternating to angels to angles, like the sonics of it just flow so smoothly. It's really really enjoyable. The Bloodletter is a great intro song. It sets the table, gives you a nice little intimate opening, and it kind of opens your ear up for what's next. And that's I always say I love a intro that could do that. That's the whole point of intros to me, to just get you ready for the project. So good shit, man. Good shit. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, he likes that piano, it sounds like. Okay. Orchards. Okay.
God doesn't make it too hard for those who seek. Now I'm
Yeah.
moving so slowly through this river grief. Sun setting in the west, rising in the east. He anointed by the north, opposite his feet.
Right.
And postcards that I sent from the depths of me.
Right.
Fled from hellish ways to heaven fleet. Fortune child, life was scorching like the fire of my destiny. I use a stepping stone to step aside desperately. The circumstantial on this scale I'm fairly measuring. Plus it's hard to fill the shoes of who you never been. The way I'm
Yes. Yes. I like the drums. I like what he's saying. Yes. Just keep going. Just keep going.
spilling blood is medicine, and simultaneously menacing. The pendulum required on the other end. I acquired what my mother sends. The stretch of shadow that I'm up against. And my
That
defense,
shadow
I love
talk
the
again.
air. I love the dark
Ooh.
because the light meaning my brother near.
Yes.
The forecast of his youth last 100 years. Downpour of his rain wasn't nothing clear. It was literally opaque. Little me was up late, watching life curve bend, trying to get his soul straight. He don't break. How much a heart of gold weigh? In the wake of what I lost, fell asleep to live a dream of mine, diminishing his wants. There's limits to it all. It's a dissonance at play since I've been peeling layers off. I can feel the air of God sitting pretty in the fall. Candlelit, his animism leading free of cost. Deities and gods leading me to learn who I affect and what I caused.
Cause and effect. He reversed it. Who I affect and what I cause. Oh my gosh. Deities and God. It sounds like he's taking more accountability here, having like conversations with higher powers about the person that he is and what it's doing for others. Whether that be good or bad. He has a lot of um biographical, lines within here that I just don't know too much of yet. I acquired what my mother sets, the stretch of shadow that I'm up against. It kind of sounds like generational trauma, maybe. You acquire your mom and your dad's traumas. It kind of passes over to you, and maybe that shadow's been stretched from past generations to his. And it's hard to fill the shoes of who you've never been. I wonder what he means by that. I wonder what he means by that.
We was dealt so many losses that we gotta win.
Facts.
Kept it bottled in. We was dealt so many losses that we gotta win.
Beautiful. Another good song. His approach to his music is really intimate, in my opinion. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know if it's different in his past work, but everything I'm hearing so far, it sounds like he's in a really tight space, and he's getting off these realizations, in a very calm way, like it's something that he's been sitting with, he's been, coming to terms with, but he isn't panicking from. It comes from a very bird's eye view, and that's kind of refreshing within this landscape because I feel like a lot of these rappers have a really, a panicked, thought process or maybe even reaction to what they're dealing with thought wise, and that's completely natural. I don't mind that either. But it is nice to hear someone who he probably is of older age, and that's why he has this wisdom to his delivery that makes you feel like, damn, some shit's not like right, but it'll definitely be okay. And lines like, finding beauty in the darkness is something that kind of sums it up perfectly. All right. Does Navy Blue produce his own stuff? Y'all let me know.
Blue the reassembler. Cause I resemble what my father bear within his center. I remember January to December in '06. This the closest I'ma get to getting better. Shoulders fell, I shed the feeling, not disheveled. You gotta rise to feel the fall of autumn weather. I get it. I settled on a prize, I find leverage. Every level got a lesson for a nigga.
Yep.
I'm just a star within this galaxy, I think bigger with my vision. Tears blurry up the eyes of my intentions. Apply pressure, that's what I felt for my whole existence. I'm the one who needed healing. I bore the brunt and shared the weight, I'm his apprentice. I'm not alive as I remember, I was 5 maybe. Since my Uncle Carl died, I can't cry lately. Then my Aunt Jerry passed, I flew to Grind City. I was out on Beale Street with my cousin Reggie. Early morning.
The way he's rapping on here and the beat on here reminds me of something I would like J. Cole to maybe do with his Fall Off album. Like, I hate to steer directions a little bit, but the perspective and the confidence that Navy Blue's rapping with, the assurance of, what he's dealing with is the kind of tone I would love J. Cole to approach the Fall Off with. I want him to approach it with more of a contentness than continued hunger, because J. Cole's really good at sounding hungry and showing he's still with this shit, but I really want him to sound like, yo, I'm way past that. I'm in a more introspective type of thought process now. Like, I would love to hear him rap with Navy Blue, honestly, because I think he could, do something like this and it sound way more productive than some of his earlier work, in my opinion. And I love his earlier work, but I just want to hear something like this now. I think he's at that point in his career where that would do a lot for his listeners. Yeah. So this is really good too. I love this line right here as well. You gotta rise or feel the fall of autumn weather. You know how the sun rises, a little bit earlier during fall time, and the hour goes back or whatever. I feel like he's saying you gotta rise to the occasion. You gotta get through whatever you're getting through to feel the good shit of this next season to come. Cause honestly, I hate this time of year, bro. That seasonal depression really be hitting crazy, bro. But you have to get up to actually enjoy that time of the sun being up because it sets earlier. So if you get complacent and just, lazing around and not jump into the occasion, not giving yourself that opportunity to feel something better, you will unfortunately feel the fall of the autumn weather, if that makes sense.
What I'm providing is a snapshot in time still. Attained a lot, but I got much more to find still.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I shine a light on what I gripe over. Overzealous in the messages that time heals. No getting over, getting through it, pride in my will. Run riot, I was quiet in a bind still. Got about that, silence what I found. I was bound to repeat life cycles in the now. Anyhow, I was fixing for a change, just to look up in the mirror, see my image is the name I was given on arrival, the marvel of survival. Nothing is surprising, I'm deprived of my depression. El Cesar, surrender, light beacon, truth seeking, many sepals at my nerve endings. Every Jekyll has a hide for the right reasons.
Right.
In the subtlety of tides, I found my vessel leaking. Stood in front of my demise and took a bloody beating, pleading to recognize I got what I was seeking the whole time. exceeding the very lines of my rigid thinking, holding on for dear life to my couple secrets. Self-care a birthright, loving me precedes it. God's kingdom, God's kingdom.
Amen. Amen. He seems to have a Christian kind of background, a God loving kind of background. I think that's like his third time referencing God within all of this. What's cool about music like this is when it sounds like the album cover, because this album cover looks like some type of story in the Bible. It looks like a statue getting shined the light over and it's turning like human or something. Like I don't know, like it's emerging from the depths of darkness, and this is probably him. This is probably what navy blue looked like. So maybe it's like a symbol of him rising from the muddy dark waters that he was in, and this kind of sounds like that perfectly. Yeah, every Jekyll has a Hyde. I'm pretty sure Ransom just had a Jekyll and Hyde bar too on my last album reaction. Y'all should check it out, by the way. I love Jekyll and Hyde bars and duality bars in general, to be honest. That's why I love when Kendrick talk about his Gemini stuff. Self-care a birthright, loving me precedes it. Okay. So you gotta love yourself before you actually take care of yourself, I think is what that means. A lot of family members he listed on here. Uncle Carl died. I can't cry lately. Aunt Jerry passed. I flew to Grind City. I'm out Beale Street with cousin Reggie. Damn. My family got land descendants of many. Uncle Weldon and my grandma still living. My gratitude is forthcoming until they come and get me. Nice play on words with the forthcoming, come and get me. Sounds like he's listing off family members that have passed, but also family he's still with now, and saying how grateful he is to even, have them in his life until it is time for him to join the ancestors. I want to hear more about his youth, because he's mentioned how he needed this when he was 6 and how he felt something when he was 5, things of that nature. He's referencing that time a lot, and I really appreciate that because I think that's some of your most integral parts of developing your creative process and your creative identity, because I have vivid thoughts and memories and feelings that stick with me to this day from ages 4 through 7, to be honest, because that was I feel like that's like the beginning of your creative scope in a way. But yeah, let's continue, man. God's kingdom is great. This navy blue guy is something different. All right, sunlight of the spirit. Even his samples sound different. They don't sound like the same samples everyone else is using. Their samples sound more like soul inspired. This sounds like more on some medieval knight type shit. I don't know. Which would make sense because the sword, the soaring. You hear what I mean? This don't sound soul. It sound like some Excalibur shit.
Of the spirit. This life too beautiful to hide what I'm feeling.
Facts.
In the dark spoke a whisper that God only hearing. This life so beautiful, I cry when I feel it. I cry when too much of this, too much of that. A touch of death, a touch of wrath. Was in the future, in the past. How long it's all gonna last? You won't know if you don't ask.
I wonder if that's about overthinking. I was in the future, in the past. Like I was thinking about my future so much in the past. I don't know.
Can't see the wings on your own back. Can't fly through a slow track. Childhood trauma make you grow fast.
This might get heavy. You can't see the wings on your own back. That's similar to the quote from Donda from Kanye's mom, where she says, "A giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. Can't fly through a slow track. Childhood trauma makes you grow fast." It's true.
Heading home where the sun sets. I learned that karma is a roadmap.
Yes.
All the air that my lungs get.
Yes.
I say the heart is where the home at.
Yes.
Not the one to pick a bone with. Busy picking apart your own shit. I wonder how far is closeness when we dealt pain and dose sunlight of the spirit. This life too beautiful to hide what I'm feeling. In the dark spoke a whisper that God only hearing. This life so beautiful, I cry when I feel it. I cry when my only task to learn to grieve. The past will burn a hole in me. I learned to love the whole of me. and then I find
Yes.
my soul at ease. Safe travels to you, Captain. I know you watching over me.
I love like what I love everybody's so healed. Like what's going on? What's going on in the atmosphere? Earl Sweatshirt got this healed ass album. You got Navy Blue sounding like he's getting through a lot of shit that was dampening his energy. I love it. Even Mike on some songs. I'm happy for them genuinely, you know. I know people think that, you know, your darkest times give you some of your best music, and that's like peak creativity, and to an extent I do agree that that's some of like the most beautiful work comes from the darkest, you know, parts of your life. But I do think there's a different type of beauty from getting through it. And I feel like we have to emphasize that more, or else we kind of get caught in a loop of glorifying pain. And we don't want to do that too much because then that incentivizes these artists to not grow and heal. It incentivizes them to ruminate on shit and keep, you know, recycling the same traumas in order to push out the most successful work. And that's a dangerous precedent. So I'm very, very happy about this specifically, even though I've never listened to him before. But just looking at what he's saying now, this is very, very much a big deal.
Peace, I can only wonder what it all.
Like I learned to love the whole of me. The past will burn a hole in me. I learned to love the whole of me. Come on, man.
Side, and that's my worry to a slow dance. You could look me in my two eyes and see that I've only known a lone chance. Light of the spirit.
Two eyes, a
This
lone
life too
chance.
beautiful to hide what I'm feeling. In the dark, spoke a whisper that God only hearing.
Yeah.
This life so beautiful, I cry when I feel it.
Yes.
I'm sitting in the sunlight of the spirit.
Yes.
This life too beautiful to hide what I'm feeling. In the dark, spoke a whisper that God only hearing. This life so beautiful, I cry when I feel it. I could cry when I.
This is genuinely some of the nicest music I've heard in a minute. You know, when you're an empath and you generally just like are happy that other people are happy, it's just a nice feeling. It really is. I love that play on the words whole of me," like that part. It's hard for me to own the tears I done shed for my old man. I turn my purpose to the seaside and ask my worry to a slow dance. You can look me in my two eyes and see that I've only known a lone chance. I love this line too. I learned that karma is a roadmap. My favorite quote in the Bible that I've been living through or living by since I was about 6 or 7 years old. It's not. I'm not even trying to do that joke, but like it was in elementary school and I was going to Christian school. I went to a private Christian school for a few years when I was little. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know them little poster things that they be having in the classrooms. That was one of them. That was a thing that you had to kind of look at every day on the walls when you're working. And I remember being so little and that being the first ever quote of anything that just made so much sense. You know, because you want to treat others how you want to be treated. And to see that years later, how that's such a simple thing that gets overlooked so often within day to day living and within the biggest names of our society and the most, you know, successful and dirtiest people, you kind of lose hope in that quote at times. You know, sometimes you're going to work or you're coming home and you're just thinking, man, what's the point of even trying to move in that way when no one else seems to appreciate it, you know? Everyone else gets to profit off of it, of such a way worse treatment to people, just being darker, more evil, vile people. And then you see something happen, and then you're like, that's why you keep that in your head. I'm not gonna say specifically, but I think we can all think of some events that might have taken place in the past few months where you're thinking, damn, that's why you do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Because you never know when that karma comes back around. For the good or for the bad. Let's go to the next track. Great song. The Sunlight of the Spirit. Ooh. These strings are they're already doing something to me right now.
Save me from the wrath of myself. Lift the mask and ask for some help.
Facts.
Don't crash, just fasten your belt. Broken, but the message intact. Every lesion a necessary lesson. Windless and when the air at my back. Felt love, too scared to enact it. So I dug through the crust but a fraction. Look up, every star breathe magic. We'll connect in the next, God willing. For the lonesome and our hurt children. Learn from the home that you built in. Cold nights and the warmth of my ambitions. I just want a little peace and some recognition. What's missing is the designation of my coexistence.
Though this is so different. Like, this is so different. It's hard to put into words what he's doing, but the flow, the intensity, the intimacy within his voice and the production, like I really feel like I'm in the room listening to a friend, you know, or like a old counsel person or something like that. Like it's so direct, but there's also so much layers within it, and then the production being so stripped and layered back, but having so much brightness to the sound, like these strings, a little vocals sample, and again, it doesn't sound like a soul chop that you would hear on a mic song or something like that. It sounds like very, very ancient. You know, this is a very ancient sounding album so far, and I think that works to his benefit because it does set it apart from other acts. This is really nice, and the intensity, like listen to how he's delivering his lines. It's like one after the other. You're hanging on every word.
Felt love, too scared to enact it.
Yeah.
So I dug through the crust but a fraction. Look up, every star breathe magic. We'll connect in the next, God willing. For the lonesome and our hurt children. Learn from the home that you built in.
And isn't that from that one Mike song? That sound like that one part of No Curse Lifted. I don't talk to police for the darling tree and the hurt children. Yeah.
Cold nights and the warmth of my ambitions. I just want a little peace and some recognition. What's missing is the designation of my coexistence. Breathe slow, but he steadfast. I awoke first, went to bed last. When my head hurt, hope what it said last. Forever, all I need is a zip-up sweater. When a path in a lap with a past endeavor, all the glitters ain't gold or treasure.
True.
I'm just grateful to know that I'm better than I was. Every hug was a tether. Let it go, I've grown through the measures. I was told that above was a heaven, that below that I know was a nether. I'm a shepherd with a scepter through the desert like a bedouin. And I was blessed with my acceptance. When God enters, fear exits.
Ooh. When God enters, fear exits. Caption. Again, I'm getting captions from everybody but the people you would think I'd get captions from. Drake ain't giving me no captions this year. None. But Billy Woods, Navy Blue, Earl Sweatshirt all have. They all have. I said caption. When God enters, fear exits. Amen.
Saved.
Amen.
I'm sage from birth to the grave. Saved. I'm saved. I'm sage from birth to the grave.
I don't even know how you pronounce this, by the way. Guardadas? I don't know. Guardadas? Guardadas. Guarded. I don't know.
Saved to the first handprint in the cave.
Yes.
Measured every left turn in the maze. I'm sage from birth to the grave. Saved.
Beautiful instrumentation.
Saved. I'm saved. I'm sage. I'm saved. How did that sound?
Sounded great, nigga. What you talking about? How did that sound? You know how that sounded. That was good. This is some peaceful, reflective music. I think this is some shit I listen to while fishing or something. I don't even fish, but if I were to fish, this is what I'd be playing in the background probably. I don't have too much to say about this. It's like what I said earlier. I love the intimacy, all that good stuff. Great lines. Like there's not. I don't even want to. I don't even want to like damper the impact of the songs by doing too much because these are some. These are some real deal uh examples of artistry. I'll go through some of the lines I like the most though real quick. Felt love too scared to enact it. So relatable. Every lesion a necessary lesson. So accurate. So relatable. Um, Something else. Oh yeah. All the glitters ain't gold or treasure, of course. I'm grateful to know that I'm better. That's such a real line because sometimes you are so much farther than where you used to be, but since you are in your own body, in your own perspective, you can't even tell that you're not what you were no more. Like that you're actually doing way better. So he's not just saying that he's grateful to be better. He's grateful to be aware of it, because that could be just as bad as not being better. It's not knowing that you're better, because you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing or that you don't need to do no more, because you're better than that now. Like you're feeling better. You don't know that you're doing better, but you're doing better, and it sucks that we're in a world where it's hard to really navigate that feeling because you were in constant comparison to other people on social media. We're seeing people flex even in real life sometimes because people like to hide what they're truly going through, especially men. And I like that he's talking about that in here too, that he's dealing with a lot of his fears and stuff like that. Because as a man, they do not like these people do not want to see you express any levels of vulnerability. They act like they do, but they don't. They don't. They either have envy for you being so willing to express that. They have envy for the little bit of people that might show you sympathy or empathy for it, or they're just straight up just assholes. Like they just don't like it. You know what I mean? Including women. But to know that you're doing better is just as valuable as actually doing better. When God enters, fear exits. I need to take a picture of that just to make sure I don't. I want to make sure I don't forget that part. That's a big deal. And then him saying, "I'm sage from the birth to the grave. I'm saved." His name is Sage Elsesser. This sounds again like a medieval times ass name. Everything kind of just fits. This one is titled simply "My Heartbeat." Okay.
I know exactly what this one is like.
Alright.
It's tight, inexplicable.
Mm-hmm.
This is like them photos. This is like the photo where the figure hardly noticed. It's solo, soul frozen time, the southern poles glow nowhere. Memory done shook them like a snow globe. Corpse, we shut the door closed. 4 feet, a few souls, a couple under tombstones. Death is not a mystery. To skip, repeat, or choose slow. You know. Necklace made of bones, or worn by brute hoes. Deathly shadow scoring to cast a new road. A clue shown.
Okay.
Cruising through this life, rebuke my few hopes in due time. Question marks would often end a new line. True crime. Copper made the nickel blemish 2 times. 2 times, 2 times 2. Held his grasp and caught a look and claimed that you mine. Told me mind your business, nigga. In the finer print, his image. Try to find your image. Redefine his grimace. We collide in vicious light. Ain't no telling if this is right. It depend what way of time. Spirits playing with my sister life. I raise a sword. I am not defined by who I'm living for. The crux is where the embers glow
Okay.
and spark the mysticism's source. I'm soaring through this existential war.
Right.
Scorpion cut the deepest lines up in the board. Chisel getting worn. Sharpness of the tool to get this riddle born. Visions of my riddance had to grip the horn. I'm holding on. It's a choice, you gotta choose. Troubles in this empty world. I travel through the catacombs. The universal boulevard. Meteors are massive shards of glass. My body half as large. The mask adorned with battle scars and on my arms. It was always in the cards. Dealing with this trauma, I was self-harm. Calling out for mama.
Ooh.
There I met God. Nothing really mine. Everything is ours. Nothing is infinity. Every single star shatters out a point. Creation of it all. The meeting of my joints. The mystery of loss. The world gon' turn and sickies get tossed in the wind. With everything I put out, I keep a little in. At every single cookout, the smiling of your kin. At every single lookout, the sky is the largest. With everything I took out, I pray I don't harden. Get ready for the harvest. Caught between a bullet and a target. It's navy blue, the marksman. Can't call it.
I'm a bit speechless about that one. I'm gonna just let it play out. That's my favorite one so far. That's all I'm gonna say. This is my favorite one now. And out of all the beats that I've heard, I already know Earl Sweatshirt's on this album. I don't know which song, but I know he's on here. Out of all the beats I've heard so far, this is the one where I would have wanted Earl to be on this beat too. But I'm sure the one he's on is gonna sound great as well. But this is just such a great beat. Caught between the bullet and the target. It's navy blue, the marksman. Or Billy Woods. Billy Woods on this one would be actually. Elusive's been growing on me. I wouldn't mind if Arm & Hammer was on here. If both Billy Woods and this beat is just good. Maybe that's what it is. I think this beat could just be anybody. Maybe that's what it is. I just like this beat. Like, listen to it. Tale of Truth.
I woke up yet again. My story known to never end. My feathers weight is dense. Through the chains and spirit said to dance. My feelings came and went. I couldn't reach if I was lent a hand. My cycle will advance. I can't recall my own recant. This running sand. I'm too overwhelmed to understand. Been hurting so imperfectly. I'm leaving it to chance.
I'm too overwhelmed to understand. Overwhelmed to under. Great play on words. Such an accurate depiction of how it feels to be surrounded by so many thoughts and so many situations that you don't even give a damn about what it all means. I don't care to contextualize nothing when I'm just fucking drowning.
Sleight of hand. Fight, flight, or fawn, I'm frantic. Every disadvantage is an answer to my antics. Post-panic, the shame and guilt I'm forced to manage. The law of averages say accidents will happen. Batten down the hatches. My additions to this damage.
Are y'all hearing this?
I know peace is worth attains anguish, and I'm toning down the voices, trying to rid me of this patience, cause I am my own assailant. I held the scorching fire closer than I like to.
I love this beat.
Every night I lie
It's so
awake,
dreamy.
dream of what I like to. Ain't no
Yes.
telling when I had them feelings what I might do. Out of sight gloom. Your son is fine, you know how life do. And I
Ain't no telling with the feelings that I have what I'll do. Wait, no. Let me let him say it again. Let me let him say it again.
might do. Out of sight gloom. Your son what I like to. Ain't no telling when I had them feelings what I might do. Out of sight gloom. Your son is fine, you know how life do. Never held you because them shaky grounds that we renounced or what we fell through. Just to know you're not alone, and that so many felt you. And now I know I'm not alone. I tell the truth.
Somebody gotta tell me if that was a sample. And what the hell was the sample if that was a sample? No, I don't know. I don't know what my favorite is now. And I'm not even halfway through the album yet. I was assuming it was gonna sound just like some Earl shit or just like some Mike shit, but it doesn't. It doesn't sound like that at all, in my opinion. It's very different, but I really enjoy what I'm hearing. Damn. Next track, man. Next track. Fight on. Fight on.
Fast asleep, I saw the past alive. The sun's reflection in his passive eyes. Tears as well and resembling everlasting cries. Reveal the fruits of my labor from digging past the rhyme. I'm a nine like his cat lies. Pantomime. Praying for the life in which I fantasize. Can't manage mine. The construct I deconstruct, I reassemble time. I felt some hellish lows and heaven highs. Everything I think I know, I'll set
Some hellish lows and some heaven highs.
aside. Karmic balances, the debt is mine. If I'm inclined to do my best, and that's the lesson I was meant to find. Freed from out the stillness of a statue, I ain't petrified. Turn it
Freed from out the stillness of a statue, I am petrified. I love when they reference their cover arts in albums. I love it. I love when people do that. Another example of that happening is off of Schoolboy Q's. I was just thinking about this shit like a few days ago in the bathroom when I was brushing my teeth. I don't know why. I was thinking of content, TikTok ideas. But anyways, Schoolboy Q said on the Blank Face, not Blank Face, on the Crash Talk album, he said, "Don't fuck with the bag. You see what I did to his face." Why is that a bar? How is that a bar, Nishan? Who cares about that? I'll show you why. Sean, how is that a bar? Don't fuck with the bag. You see what I did to his face? That's why it's a bar. That's why it's a bar. I love when rappers do that. And in this context, it feels like the acknowledgement of him being stagnant in the past has turned him to a statue. The high you get off of hesitance, or the analysis paralysis, where you're too scared to do anything. You're still. And now he's saying he's gonna be freed from the stillness of a statue. And low key, not to toot my own horn, but I did kind of predict that with how I broke down the album cover. It looks like to me, it looks like he's being freed of something. He's being lifted from the depths. But in this, he also acknowledges the stillness from him being a statue, and you can kind of see it's like kind of cracking and breaking, like he's shedding that off of him now. Great line acknowledging that.
back the hands of time. Reprimanded, then he landed in the present blind. The loss of sight was just a symptom of his covered eyes. In the event of your demise, we sung praises. A mother's love to lift me up from days of hung faces. My heart pumping, but it isn't done aching. Grieving for eternity and learning how to make sense of it all. The message urgent, but who said it calm? The wind whispered as the sand falls from out his palms, forming a forever bond. From dawn to the nightfall, love is what we fight for, it's lifelong. I can only chew what I can bite on. The only time I'm heard is when the mic on. If you're caught in your darkness, I'll leave the light on.
The only time I'm heard is when the mic on. Felt that, literally. Shout out to y'all though. I love y'all so much.
Fight for it's lifelong. I can only chew what I can bite on. The only time I'm heard is when the mic on. If you're caught in your darkness, I'll leave the light on.
All right, this really just has a tone of resilience. That's the best way I could put it in the most simplest terms. With the title like Fight On, with lines like if you're caught in your darkness, I'll leave the light on. You know, I can only chew what I could bite on. Love is what we fight for. It's lifelong. There was something else he said. Yeah, grieving for eternity and learning how to make sense of it all. Freed from the stillness of a statue, I am petrified. Turning back the hands of time reprimanded, then he landed in the present blind. The loss of sight was just a symptom of his covered eyes. In the event of your demise, we sung praises. A mother's love to lift me up from days of hung faces. My heart pumping, but it isn't done aching. Grieving from eternity. Grieving for eternity and learning how to make sense of it all. The message urgent, but who said it calm? That section of lines is very, very important to me, especially within this entire album. I think it's very relatable. I think it's very potent because he acknowledges that the stillness was kind of self-inflicted in a way. The loss of sight was really just a symptom of his covered eyes. It wasn't that you went blind. You kicked yourself in your own foot in a way. You tripped over yourself, you know? I think him saying it in that way and acknowledging that a mother's love is what lifted him from it. It's just a beautiful way of putting it. And then to say my heart's pumping, but it isn't done aching. I'm still here even through the pain. I'm still here. I'm grieving, and I'll be grieving for eternity. I don't know if that's in reference to his mom or just, anything else, but again, it's just a tone of resilience, getting through those rough patches where you're blinding yourself, where you're going through seasons of just hung faces. Your heart is aching, but you still here. Mike said it best on the West Side Gun album where he said, "It's hard to move when you're made of brick. Darker days not as gloomy, but they still exist." Gotta have that resilience though. Beautiful song. That was off of Blow Injury off the West Side Gun album that dropped this year. Well, one of the West Side Gun albums. You should listen to it if you haven't. Next song. I love this shit, bro. Like, I genuinely love this shit. This is a great album. This one is more jazzy.
Whichever way the flame go, the rain go the other way. There's some things that hurt to understand, like my brother Fate.
Did his brother pass? Because this is another time mentioning his brother. I hope his brother didn't pass, but if he did, I'm so sorry. I can't imagine that. I got 3 brothers, man.
It all. A couple fleeting thoughts as spirit pleading, heed the call. I'ma pray, mama chanted, echo through my being. This is mountainous enchantment. Granted, I'm living how I figured I would be when I was frantic. Mania, unmanageable panic. My reality distorted, views skewed, eyes slanted.
Right.
Fast forward, look where I landed. I'm in the present moment, writing this enchantment. I've only ever known the ways to sway, I found the answers. Loving me was difficult, but loving me the standard. My anger was an anchor, what to do with all the clamor. The fire speaking to me, embers glowing like some amber. I miss my little sister, I wish I had a little peace of mind that I could hand her. I love my life, I learned to love the plight of me and mine. Readily available to needlessly decline. I don't need nobody help. What the famous words of mine. Turning back the hands of time is too laborious to dig. Took a warrior to climb. From the black woman rib in the womb a human thrives. Give thanks, we alive.
This nigga's talking, bro. This song is called Kindred Spirit, by the way. Sorry, I don't even know if I said the last. The last title was. Hold on. The last title was Spied On. Yeah, I did mention the title, bro. This shit got me all types of messed up, bro. All right. Anyways, I wanted to pause it to acknowledge another thing I noticed with him saying that is echo through my being. This is mountainous. It kind of feels like he, is also referencing the cover art with that, because in this he does kind of look like a mountainous figure. And echo through my being kind of also plays into the mountainous theme, when you yell through the mountains and there's an echo, things of that nature. His being is being echoed through, his sheer stature within his own life now that he's rising to the depths, things of that nature. I don't want this song to end. I feel so enamored by it.
Warrior to climb from the black woman rib in the womb a human thrive.
Yeah, that part. Took a warrior to climb from the black woman's rib. I just made a TikTok literally the other day saying that off of Azukar from Earl Sweatshirt. I think that's how you pronounce it. When he said, "There's not a black woman I can't thank," I felt that. I felt that. So I want to give a special shout out to all of our black women. I know I probably got like 0.5% of my audience that are black women. But to that 0.5%, thank you for being you. I gotta give a shout out to the black woman in the world, bro, because that's what raised me.
Give thanks, we alive, we live in the reward for a martyr, no surprise. We live and give thanks, we alive. Give thanks, we alive. Give thanks, we alive. We live in the reward for a martyr.
How are we going to keep talking about this hip hop is dead conversation? And there's albums like this that are readily available, not even that hard to find. Like, it's not even that underground, to be honest. Like, Navy Blue's been making noise for mad long, and we're still talking about some hip hop is dead shit. I feel like y'all niggas is just not trying. Y'all not trying, and y'all keep redefining what it means for it to be alive and what it means to be dead. I already talked about this a little bit, so I'm not gonna go into it too much, but like it's just like hearing such quality like this, it kind of annoys me to even think about these statements that are being made because there's so much good shit out there. I'm booked up within my reactions. Like I got so much shit to react to still. And I know they're gonna be pretty good at the very least. Cause y'all haven't really been giving me no bullshit. So how are we saying like the maturity, the self-reflectiveness, the acknowledgments of difficult truths? This is what hip hop is about. What are we talking about, man? What are we really talking about? Kindred Spirit, another good song. There hasn't been a single miss, man. Like I'm this is I don't know, man. Let's continue. If only, if only. What if he sampled Patti LaBelle? If only you knew. How many of my viewers fuck with that song? I feel like I don't hear too many people talk about that song, and it's a huge song. I love that song. I must have rehearsed my lines. Come on now. And nobody samples it either.
If only I could give more. If only I could mediate the discourse. I've been lonely ever since I was a little boy. It's only so much I could do with this voice. This shit is peak, I seen an avalanche. Hard to leave you as you are, knowing that I'll advance. Having boundaries doesn't mean that I ran. Shedding tears don't make me less of a man.
Y'all toxic masculinity niggas hated that part. I know you did. This nigga talking. He said, I've been lonely ever since I was a little boy. It's only so much I could do with this voice. This shit is peak. I've seen an avalanche, which is a good play off the word voice and things of that nature, because when you project it within the peaks of a mountains and shit, an avalanche happens. But anyways, it's hard to leave you as you are knowing that I'll advance. I don't want to leave you where you are, but I'm the only one that's moving forward and you're not. Having boundaries doesn't mean that I ran. Just because I set a place, a parameter around a certain thing doesn't mean that I'm running away from a problem, doesn't mean I'm running away from you, doesn't mean I'm running away from anything. It means I set a boundary. Shedding tears don't make me less of a man, nigga. I'm human. I'm not just man, I'm human. And we got feelings, bro. We got feelings. And again, like I was acknowledging it in one of the last songs. They don't want a man to express vulnerability. They act like they do. That shit is a facade. They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't like it. It gives people it gives other men are mad at men for expressing vulnerability. That's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you actually doing? You gonna be upset because another man is talking about his insecurities or whatever? Let's get through this song though. I'm pausing too much. It's just there's so much hitting me. Pause.
I'm sorry I ain't called back, but sometimes I take a moment just to fall back. I take it all in. When you cried in front of me, I saw a man. I know that parenting didn't go as you planned, but we gon' be okay as long as you around. Seeing you smile means more to me now.
I wonder if this is his dad.
I don't remember you kissing my mother as a child.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make you proud. I chose you when you made me. Smoke fill the whole room. Now that I can see, I love to hold you. I love to hold me.
Oh man.
I love to hold you. I love to hold me. I wish that I could hold you. I know you lonely. If only I could know the truth. If only I could be the perfect son to you. As I get older and get a little more sober, I hold space but I don't seek closure. They say the beauty in the eye of the beholder. I grew up fast, I wish my childhood was slower. Was busy worried about the reapers and the sowers. I felt the weakest as the weeper and the knower. I kept my secrets in the box and couldn't lock it. The place I buried it is where I had to blossom. All the places I
put my secret in a box, I couldn't lock it because the place I buried it is where I had to blossom. Sometimes you flourish in the places that give you some of your darkest memories, man. Some of the same areas that you try to avoid with all your might are the same areas that need you to that need you to return. You need to return to in order to get to the heights that you're supposed to get. Some real shit right here, man.
I've been where I am is new. The voice of fear, the quietin, Leviathan en route. Like horsehair on violins, the violence pursues, perturbs. I knew the feelings way too well, but couldn't find the words. Too busy digging for a purpose, had to find me first. Meet me where I stand. If only I could love you like you think I can. I had no love for me, I found relief in open hands. If only you could hold the space for me to be. It's only right for me to let my inner child dream. I remember when he almost lost me to the sea. You'll never lose me, I'm forever yours, honorably. Forever yours.
Hold it together. Hold it together. It's getting me a little emotional, man. It's getting a little emotional. There's certain parts that are hitting deeper than y'all realize. Pause. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Too busy digging for a purpose. Had to find me first. That's such a relatable thing for men as well. So busy trying to find what works for us, what we're good at, what we could do to, provide and what actually makes us feel something that we forgot that you don't even know who you are. You don't know what you like, you don't know your talents, you don't know your identity. Like we wrap so much of our identity in what we could do and what money we're making and the stature we have within, social uh environments, It's very little do we off rip get encouraged to find ourselves before trying to find our place in the world. We kind of just want to jump to finding our place to the world and shooting to the top of it because that's what you do as a man, and it's not an easy thing to deal with because especially when you're a young man and if you didn't have examples and you're just kind of just there, you kind of just been going through the motions because that's what you do as a kid, going through high school and shit like that. Once you leave, it's like all you're told is if you don't got money or nothing, if you're not getting this, down the third, you're not doing this, down the third, then you're nothing. Niggas don't say, yo, find out if you like to paint. Find out if you like being a fucking, I don't know, a carpenter. Find out if you have a gift for sewing and knitting and design and you could be the next Louis Vuitton. Niggas don't say that. They say get your bag. Get a degree, get a bag, and that's it. Find out why you keep feeling a certain way about certain things and you don't know how to express it, so you crash out when you're drunk or high. Like there's little shits you gotta find out about yourself as you get older before it turns into something way worse than it would have been if you just knew yourself better. So while you're digging for that purpose, you gotta find out who you even fucking are. And a lot of us young black men especially are just lost, dog. We're lost. So this was an amazing song. I feel like it was more of a letter to his father. I don't know the exact traumas that he has with him. Maybe he was a little bit absent. Maybe he just didn't really get to know him that well, but he's coming to terms with things, and it seems like there's a new level of appreciation. Saying I love the whole you and I love the whole me. It's a very mature, very wholesome kind of approach to the subject, and I'm very appreciative of that. All right, illusions.
Life is full of ups and downs. That specific type of low that I just can't allow. In the face of what I mask will make my father proud. Then I was graced with such a task to honor what I found. Looking high and low when I was high and low. In that chamber of loss, a promise hollow. Sparring with dangerous thoughts, I can't silo. Just trying to be a good shepherd, do you follow? The aim
That's a bar. I'm just trying to be a good shepherd. Do you follow? Because shepherds are what lead the sheep to follow. Da, 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 da. That's a bar.
of every day was getting by, adios. I was greeted by my wrath and
Facts.
pride on the ropes. Negative energy metastasizes one alone.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Why is he talking like this, bro? The aim of every day was just getting by. Adios. I was greeted by my wrath and pride on the ropes. That's so real. When you're just trying to get by every day and you feel like you hanging on the edge and you getting beat the fuck up by life and you on the ropes, two things you gonna feel all the time, especially as a man, is pride and anger. You gonna be thinking, what am I willing to do to get out of the situation and how will it affect my pride? And you're going to feel a consistent amount of anger for even being in the circumstances that you're in. But those are two things you're gonna have to keep fucking dealing with as a fucking man. And I'm someone who's very, very young who hasn't even dealt with everything yet. So I can only imagine how it could be for someone like him or even some of y'all. Because for some reason, all of my viewers, not all of them, but most of y'all are older than me. So I can only imagine what type of stories and what type of conundrums y'all have had to face within that type of framework.
Set the tone, my karmic debt to serve a certain role. There's plenty left for me that I deserve to hone. A lovely melody, a hug from someone who is home. Child of destiny, my recipe is known. Counsel of heavenly souls that I was told got my back through it all, through the heat, through the cold. This type of soft clay I can't mold. It takes shape in the ways that I can't hold. Typically it's hard to see how much he grown. Headstone to birthstone. From the urn to learning on the next goal. I was taught to clean house and search soul. On your mark, get ready, set, go. From headstone to birthstone. From the urn to learning on the next goal. I was taught to clean house and search soul. On your mark, get ready, set, go. Get ready, set, go. On your mark, get ready, set, go. Get ready, set, go. On your mark, ready, get set, free.
Oh. I like how he switched it from set go to get set free. There's so much here that I'm not sure of yet. And I'm okay with that. I'm very, very okay with that because the energy that is like putting into my ears is like already enough for me to just enjoy it for that. There's a lot of story within the gaps between what's being said. And I think I said that in one of my other reactions to probably the mercy one, but this is typically it's hard to see how much we've grown. The headstone, the birthstone, from the urn to learning on the next go. I was taught to clean house and search soul. On your mark, get ready, set, go. Like, what is that about? Is that about like what is that about? Cause he instead of saying from birthstone to headstone, it's the headstone to birthstone. I'm looking at the order of how it's being stated, and I wonder if he's saying, I wonder if it's about that common saying of when someone dies, someone else is born. You know, that actually just recently happened. That happens all the time in my family. But that recently just happened. I want to say it was last week. Someone was born and somebody passed. And that's just a thing that's always thrown around when that happens. And I feel like we kind of lose sight of how important that is and how heavy that could be. The cycle of life and death and how we see it day in, day out, and the effect it could have on you, honestly. I just don't know if he's saying something specific about it when he places it here, especially in relation to from the urn to learning on the next go, because that's the same order of headstone to birthstone. There's another concept of the urn, death, headstone, and then the next go, birth, something new, birthstone. So I don't know. There's something there, and if you have a take on it, please write in the comments. I would love to see what you guys got to say about it. Um, yeah, yeah, ups and downs, type of low. That specific type of low that I just can't allow. There's a specific there's ups and downs, but there's that specific type of rock bottom that you just cannot let yourself get to again when you felt it before. There's a specific type, and I know the exact feeling you have when you're so desperate to just not go back to that. There's downs where you're like, damn, I'm down. There's a specific type of low where it's like, fuck no, I cannot deal with that again. So that was a hard hitting line for me. Looking high and low when I was high and low. That's such a bar, bro. Like that's such a good line. I'm looking high and low while I was high. I'm guessing like, high off weed or whatever. And low as in like out the way. Like when someone says I'm getting low, like they try not to be seen, try not to be noticed, like he's out the way. I think that's a nice little double entendre. And then you already know how I felt about the shepherd line. Like, that's just such a good line. And then the greeted by my wrath and pride line, such another good line. Negative energy metasizes when alone. Metasizes means to grow, I'm guessing. Metasize definitely. Like I'm smart, but I'm not that smart. You feel me? Like sometimes I don't be knowing. Uh, Metasize definition of cancer spread to other sites in the body. Okay. And the fact that he uses that word is so important too, because he is basically acknowledging a cancer. Negative energy is a type of cancer, so he's saying it spreads when he's alone. Set the tone, my karmic debt to serve a certain role. There's plenty left in me that I deserve to home. There's other parts of me that I need to focus on. A lovely melody, a hug from someone who was home. Child of destiny, my recipe is known. Counsel of heavenly souls that I told my back through it all. Through the soft clay I can't mold. It takes shape in ways that I can't hold. Typically, it's hard to see how much we've grown. All right. Yeah, this is another strong one. I'm getting too caught up in shit right now, and I gotta move along. But this is the one I'm gonna have a lot to chew on as well. I'm gonna be re-listening to this a lot more. Please let me know what y'all thought about illusion. This is a strong one. 24 Gospel, navy blue, and girl sweatshirt. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's get into it, man.
All the moments spent crying, I was meant to laugh. The past don't hurt as much as it did. I'm intact, honorable syntax. Just trying to cope, I had a head full of smoke and a stomach where the gin sat. Imagine if I didn't rap.
Damn.
I'm grateful for the gift of gab. Articulate the break, then let a wave crash. The place I put my pain at. The place I let it rain at. Where the fleeting feelings ain't facts. It's a transmutation of a sane man, flying through the outer realm and praying for a safe landing. My kind of grace candy
talking, bro.
And sage managed to make it out alive and live a life of great standards. My head's spinning like a break dancer.
Yeah.
With all my problems in question, I got the same answers. I meandered, the path zigzagging like a jack-o'-lantern. My inner light relying on my candor. To make the expedition, got a plan first. I had the premonitions, gripping grimace to my hands hurt. All that petty banter. When I was busy kicking cans, young black, gifted like the Panthers.
Yes.
Past life regressions at a glance. I speak the language of the heart. Those who seek it understand. I trust that where I'm meant to be is where I am. Spirit led me through that.
I trust that where I'm meant to be is where I am. The contentness, again, it's like there's so much maturity in a line like that. I'm so I respect this man. I respect this man and what he's doing, bro.
The ash and left impressions in the sand.
Yeah.
Swift on my toes, stick with me. Pick up the tempo and pulse. The ninja blender, spin them until they pulp. Unfiltered, the Brita broken. Bruh better at how the cup spilling. This missus won't give up a goal. Tough titty to hold. It took a toll on the mental to never switch up, but still want different results. Sisyphus lifting the load. It's a slippery slope. The boulder big and wide. Aloha, I mean goodbye and hello. Then Lizzie, the boys back in town. The villagers know. Sin City local, kiss the ground. I've been it before. Sitting pretty, I'm the one who manufactured the storm. Advantage me, I broke the tie. We had to move on. Answer me, please. I had his Baba cast me the stone. The animal ain't screaming, we slashed him, my daddy went home. Snatched out of sleep, shattered dreams, we crashed in the morning. Gotta
Love
keep
that
it
song.
brief, the liturgy, it had to be poems.
We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race, and the human
Real.
race is filled with passion.
Real.
Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.
Nah. Magnificent. I like that ending interlude sample type of thing too. I think that's a very valid section of the song that I 100% agree with, and I feel that all the time. You know, the other shit is like very important. Medicine, law, business, engineering, noble pursuits, very noble. But poetry, that's what keeps me alive on this earth. I can't even lie. Of course, medicine and all the other shit do too, in a different way. You know, for all the fucking super specific goddamn literal people, but poetry be keeping me here. Earl's part was actually like I didn't understand all of it off the top, so I can't really say too much about it, but I did enjoy it. It's just it's not the same of when I first heard him on California Games. California Games off of Arm& Hamper. Like that one I could understand like a lot of off rip, but it's Earl, so it's like I'm not really tripping off of it. I already knew what I was gonna get into. It's one of the more straight to it kind of songs because they just really just start rapping, and I like when two rappers that really be rapping just start rapping. Simple as that. So yeah, 24 gospel, and then the sound of it too with the production, having a little bit of those gospel elements. I don't think that was an organ, but it had like a piano that sounded like some shit you would hear in the South during a Sunday morning. You know, you still got the crust in your eyes and a hot ass suit, and your mom and grandma both just rub Vaseline on your face, and your face mad shiny. That's the vibe that the production give me. Yeah, so let's go to the next song, man. All right, this one's titled "Here and Now." Here and Now. I got 3 more songs after this. Not a single miss. He likes these pianos.
Where my day resides, I make my case in point. Rest my head upon my woman's chest. At peace, I've made a choice. A life of toil in my voice. My nights compile full of joy. I like to smile, I laugh and weep.
That's one thing I do like about these rappers too. You could hear their life within their voice. Like a life of toil within my voice. That's a great line to say, because that's one of their selling points, in my opinion. That's one of my individual taste. That's what kind of draws me to people like a Mike, an Isaiah Rashad, a Lucky. Your voice, your inflection. It's really important for my type of ear because it's more relatable that way. That's just how I feel about it though.
And I give thanks for giving thanks. That's how I'm brought up. Pray my brothers keep away from smoke and drink. We going farther. Stars and crystal is my heaven. Know them lessons are the marvel. Teach me life while I have this life. And bless my metal carp who hold the knife. And strip away the stain. We chisel in the marble for a frame. To give itself a name. And seek to be a part of. I am sage. I am one who prays. Treasure what my heart does.
That sound at the end felt like I was about to get taken back into the waters that he just rose from. It's a little scary. What the heck? It kind of felt like an interlude more than anything else to me, though. I'm not gonna lie. It felt more like an interlude than a full song. But I love interludes, so I never really have a problem when it sounds like that. So yeah, Here and Now was pretty good. Pretty good. Not my favorite, but I enjoyed it. Soul Investments.
I can see my father and his sons and daughters. It was us who built this bridge above the troubled water. Chinks in my armor, I'm just speaking honestly. I seen the world how I wanted, not how it's gotta be. I give a lot of me. I'm soul invested in many lives, but not a soul in question. My sole intention was to fit the sun within a crescent. Passive aggression, I won't fold under this full court pressure. I shook it up like I was etch-a-sketching.
Passive aggression, I won't fold under this full court pressure. Because when you're passing it and they're full court pressing you, they're being aggressive towards you passing. So it's like passive aggression. That one almost went right over my head. I like that. That is tough. That is tough. Like when Earl said English on it perfected the spin. There's ways to do basketball bars, y'all. You don't got to keep saying the same old shoot like like Curry step back shoot like Harden. You don't gotta keep saying the same old bullshit. I'm sick of that shit. That don't mean you can't do basketball bars. You can still do the basketball lines, but there's ways to do it now. Nigga said passive aggression. I won't fold under this full court pressure. Niggas want to talk about ball like Ginobili, bro. Come on, nigga. Let's get creative, bro. More of this. More of this.
I was the only one that kept me from where I was headed. Resembling.
And I caught the Etch-a-Sketch bar too. I shook it up like Etch-a-Sketch. You shake up the Etch-a-Sketch. Shit erases. I get it. Ooh, which also means he could have erased his past. You know what? Let me not get too OD. Let me not OD it. But I think he's saying I shook it up. I erased what I was doing, and now I'm onto something new. That could also be a part of it, but you know.
We're keeping lesser. My little sister out for change. I pray the heavens bless her. I support her. I've lived a quarter of my short 100 years. I love the rest of it, exploring what I fear. This shit.
He's only 25.
It's cumbersome, tumbling, life what I revere. I am my mother's son, shining like the moon when she appeared. I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
I remember when she took her first breath. I remember when every single feeling was suppressed. Played the middleman since a little man. I was blessed. I will live again. I will give again and again. At a simple glance, when I feel attacked, I project my predicament. I am still intact in the flesh. The omnipotent gave me such a life to protect. I get teary-eyed thinking about when I was in the depths of what isn't mine. Visions I provide with effect. Couldn't sit inside, had to let them fly. I select who and what I'm giving time. My peace of mind is what I'm left with. Let's get back in touch with God or the source that we step with. Mama struck a chord when she told me I was destined to settle all my debts and connect with my twin up in heaven.
Yeah. Soul Investments is good. Obviously. I think it's pretty obvious there's not a single bad song here. I just don't think I understand all of it, but I like it. I like the sample use of it too. It's a bit different than the other ones. It doesn't sound as medieval and ancient, but it's still cool. Alright, this one's titled Sharing Life.
Let me paint a picture. Came about the water like the flame will flicker. Me and my 3 sisters brew the truth elixir. Slip away through blues, my tainted hue is Christmas. Where the sun will die and rise from out the tomb, acquitted, destitute and finished, reflecting his reclusive image. Held me to the light, tones and slaps the light. Eyes below the quinto height, reaching for the sky, my consciousness ignites. Fingers touch the hide, my father to my right. He put me in the bed and kissed my head goodnight. I guess my present is an afterlife. My saddest nights are cherished, I was terrified. Shame and guilt embarrassed, didn't wear a smile. My heart just couldn't bear despair, ain't paralyzed. My thoughts are lost and fear of mine. There I found me, seeking meaning at my cherished boundaries. My parents wrapped their love and care around me. I went through hell so I could share about me, share about grief. When it was terror around me, sharing my peace and sharing life profoundly. Sharing my peace and sharing life profoundly. I'm running free, where I lost myself and found my feet. Without a doubt, I will surmount defeat.
I'm running free, where I lost myself, I found my feet. I got my foot in the places that were supposed to trip me up. Ain't that a bar? That was a pastory kind of bar right there. If I said that shit in church on the stage, what? I would have had all the aunties giving me the fucking the church. Go ahead now. Come on now. The Lord help me find my footing in the places that was supposed to trip me up. Amen. Come on now.
Spirit is alive, praise your heavenly undying energy. I must admit that sometimes it don't make sense to me. Never question what was meant to be.
Straight up poetry. I wish I could pull up the lyrics right here. I know people have told me I could just go to Genius, but I don't know. I don't like having the access to all the meanings right there in front of me, because I feel like it takes away from the fun of interpreting it yourself. I barely even like having the lyrics up in general because I don't like to spoil lyrics for myself, but I've kind of learned to just read it as I go without jumping to the next line. It takes a little bit of a discipline, but I've kind of been able to, hold on to that over the year, or get better at that, I should say, over the year of making the channel. This is one of my favorite ones. It's very peaceful. It has a nice aesthetic in the background with the production, of course, but I think the most importantly, it's just the lines, it's just the concept of what he's saying. It's very simple wording, but really heavy meanings, and that's kind of what makes everything worth listening to, in my opinion. I want to go back and look at some lines, but this video already about to be 2 hours long, so I gotta chop some of this up. Let's go to the next song, or the last song, I should say. This is titled "The Phoenix," and I love that it's titled that, because in this it looks like he's rising from the ashes. Strong finish, man. Let's just get a strong finish. Just stick the landing, bro.
To live and die and rise again, the phoenix mitosis. The way I split my bone, chilling frozen in a moment. Amen, the omen that met me at the intersection. Lesions on the low end, the sacred heights to lean into. We went the distance when I couldn't speak a word. Spirit told me write a sentence. My senses were
all my writers felt that when I couldn't speak a word. Spirit told me just write a sentence. There's a special thing about being able to finally get some things out that you didn't know you were dealing with when you write it instead of trying to say it. Oh my gosh. Let's go.
Clubs, completion is progression. Embarking on journey.
I don't understand that. I don't really know card games like that.
He's taught me I'm worthy of affection. Will all of my worries leave me? I'm fiending for connection. I'm on my way to 30 like I'm certainly protected. Meet me at the nexus. Tomorrow isn't promised, but I'm sure this next step is blessings. And failure mean you're learning life lessons. It's precious. It takes time cleaning up the messes. The message for you and the messenger, whoever. Complexity rebuked, or take the easy route to heaven. Got a pot of
This nigga's. Tomorrow isn't promised, but I'm sure this next step is. Amazing line. Blessings and failure mean you're learning life lessons. Real and amazing right there too. It's precious. Takes time cleaning up the messes. The message for you and the message for whoever. Complexity rebuked. I'll take the easy route to heaven. And now that I'm thinking about it, has he cussed a single time in this album? He said nigga once. I heard that, but I don't think that counts.
Stone soup on the fire for my brethren. My life forever changed in 2002. I lost my brother, but I'm grateful to have found a few.
Oh, so he did lose his brother. Rest in peace, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's not easy, bro. But I like that he said, I'm grateful that I found a few. I found some brothers after losing my brother.
And hurt people do recover if they face the truth. What's the root? From there I blossom to awaken new.
Why is he talking so amazingly? Hurt people do recover if they face the truth. What's the root? What's causing this pain? I just talked about another plant wordplay situation that happened on the Ransom album. It was a great moment. This is another great moment. What's the root of the issue? From there, you can blossom to awake a new thing out of this dark thing you was just dealing with.
I grew up in a cramped environment, but learned to love the women in my life. It's like I only known I heard a hug. For every time that I caught fire and my father saw me burning up, in situations dire, I preferred to run further from it. When I was farthest from myself, I ain't deserved to plummet. Now I sit with feelings felt, I don't revert to numb it. Be conscious of what you give, be careful what you summon.
Yeah.
Bread in mama ribs, I heard the universe humming.
Yeah.
And spirit spoke a name, sage. Didn't know it was my own till I became it. Raining, pouring, a tray you in the orange. The never-ending story of the sword and the soaring. Spent too much of my lifetime warring. Put the sword down and the shield. I'm here now. It's time to heal.
Okay, that was the Phoenix. That was amazing. That might that might be a top three song for me off this album, maybe even the one. Oh, Lord have mercy. It just tied everything up so beautifully together. Conscious what you give and be careful what you summon. The spirit spoke a name. Sage didn't know it was my own till I became it. The never-ending story of the sword and the sword. Spent too much of my lifetime warring. Put the sword down and the shield. It's time to heal. Time to finally stop that fighting. Finally stop that internal battle. Laying down the sword and we're beginning to soar. Meaning you're freeing yourself from the weight of having that heavy ass blade that you've been carrying your whole life. Putting it down so you can finally fly. And you gotta heal to do that. And to live and die and rise again. The phoenix mitosis. The way I split my life. The way I split myself into the water moving. Moses. Moses parted the Red Sea. My needs and what I wanted was a life I wasn't promised. I was hopeless. He really tied the album together perfectly, bro. Well, that was my first time ever listening to Navy Blue, The Sword, and The Soaring. I wish I started listening to him earlier, honestly. And I don't mean channel wise, I mean before I started this channel. I wish I was listening to this guy when he was first dropping the Navy Reprise and stuff, because there seems to be such an amazing level of growth within his internal struggles. It was so much content, and I this is my first time listening to him, and I feel like I've gotten such like a not a complete picture, but a good amount of information and reason to care. I've gotten a good amount of reasons to care, and it made me care quickly. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially in today's climate where attention spans are descending at the fastest rates possible. We got so much stuff distracting us from the things that matter, and that could be reflected in how we consume art. And it has been reflecting how we consume art. For him to be able to make such a strong project like this that could even, affected me in the way that it affected me without me listening to any of his other stuff is nothing short of amazing. It may not be like that for everybody though. It could just be a me thing, but I personally think that that's a super impressive thing to do, because that doesn't just happen for every single person who makes this type of music or any type of music. Of course, I will check out his older stuff, and I know that this probably would have hit in a whole different way if I did listen to his older stuff first and built up to this. But I just feel like the moment was here, and it was time I jumped on it. So that's what I did, and I'm happy about it. If I were to try to see if there was a cohesive theme, which I already know there is a theme, and the Phoenix kind of sums it up perfectly. The sword and the soaring. It's about putting down the armor. It's about stripping back the layers, putting down the weapons. You're not fighting yourself no more. It's about healing, man. He said it perfectly at the end. I feel like it's very obvious what it's about, and I mean that in a good way. It's poetic, but it's still obvious. Like, we're going from the sword to the soaring now. It's time to fly. He's breaking out of that stillness, breaking out of that shell. I love the references to the cover art, the references to the title, the references to the Bible. It's great. It's honestly great. Yeah, I don't got too much to say, man. This is it, bro. This is it. Good shit. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Share with me on platforms. Let me know what you thought of it. Did you not like it? If you didn't like it, what the fuck? Let me know why. And what was your favorite tracks? What was your most standout parts of it? What are some themes you gathered from here? I would love to see what you guys got from it, especially for y'all longtime Navy Blue listeners. Yeah, just please interact in the comments and let us know. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm out. Wow.